In this video, you will learn how to identify gerund phrases. A gerund is a verb form that ends in ing and is used as a noun. A gerund can perform any job in a sentence that a regular noun can. It can be a subject. Sleeping will improve your memory function. It can be a predicate nominative. A popular winter sport is skiing. So in this sentence, is a linking verb. The subject is sport. The word skiing identifies sport. So skiing isn't the action in the sentence. It's not a verb. It's being used as a noun to rename or identify sport. Direct object. Both of my parents enjoy dancing. In this sentence, enjoy is an action verb. Dancing here, again, it's not showing us what they're in the process of doing. It's talking about dancing as a thing that they like. It's kind of like saying both of my parents enjoy cake. They enjoy the activity of dancing. Indirect object. Before she decided to become a doctor, she had given teaching careful consideration. So in this sentence, given is an action verb. What she's giving is consideration. What is receiving the consideration? Teaching. Again, as an activity, as a thing, not as something she's in the process of doing, which again is why it's not a verb. Can also be the object of a preposition. After studying, I felt prepared for the test. After is a preposition. Studying, again, it's being discussed here as a thing, as a noun. If a sentence said, I studied, then I felt prepared, then studied is a verb. But in this sentence, looking at the structure, it's functioning as a gerund, in other words, a noun that is the object of a preposition. A gerund phrase consists of a gerund and any modifiers or complements of the gerund. The entire phrase will function as a noun, and again, the phrase can do the exact same job that a regular noun can do. A subject. The subtle whispering of the wind calmed me. In this sentence, whispering is the gerund. The subtle and of the wind all modify whispering. So those are part of the entire gerund phrase. That entire phrase is functioning as the subject of the sentence. What calmed me? The subtle whispering of the wind. Predicate nominative. One of my chores in the winter is shoveling the driveway. In this sentence, shoveling is functioning as a noun. It's the gerund. The driveway completes the meaning of that gerund. So shoveling the driveway is the gerund phrase. This entire phrase is functioning as a predicate nominative because it comes back and renames or identifies the subject of the sentence, which is one. Direct object. She loves taking afternoon naps. Taking is the gerund. Afternoon naps completes the meaning of that gerund. So the gerund phrase, taking, is taking afternoon naps. And in this sentence, that whole phrase is receiving the action of what she loves. So that's why the whole phrase is a direct object. Indirect object. Give performing on stage a chance before you quit. Performing is the gerund. On stage completes the meaning of that gerund. So performing on stage is the gerund phrase. The subject of the sentence is understood to be you because it's an imperative sentence. Give is an action verb. What is being given? A chance. Well, what's receiving the chance? Performing on stage. So it's the indirect object. And it can be the object of a preposition. By listening to Shakespeare on audio, I understood it better. Here, listening is the gerund. To Shakespeare and on audio are two prep phrases that modify listening. That entire phrase, listening to Shakespeare on audio, is functioning as the object of the preposition by. Quick rule regarding comma usage with gerunds. Don't. Gerund phrases are not set off from the rest of the sentence with commas because they perform the job of a noun. They are always essential to the sentence. Here are some practice sentences. Underline the gerund phrases in the sentences below and indicate what noun job each is performing in the sentence. Here's where you would pause the video, complete the practice, and resume the video when you're done to check your answers. In number 1, saving money for the future is always a good idea. Saving money for the future is the gerund phrase, saving being the gerund, and money for the future being the complement and modifiers of that gerund. In this sentence, that phrase is functioning as the subject. Her back felt much better after soaking in the hot tub. Soaking in the hot tub is the gerund phrase. Soaking is, of course, the gerund. This entire phrase is functioning as the object of the preposition after. Number 3, his greatest passion is dancing in front of an audience. In this sentence, the gerund is dancing, and in front of an audience completes the meaning of that gerund, so is the gerund phrase. The entire phrase here is functioning as a predicate nominative, renaming or identifying the subject of the sentence, passion. Number 4, most dentists recommend flossing once a day. Flossing once a day is the gerund phrase. Flossing, of course, is the gerund. That entire phrase functions as the direct object. What do they recommend? Flossing. Number 5, give preparing for a challenging task your best effort. Preparing for a challenging task is the gerund phrase. Preparing is the gerund. Challenging here is actually functioning as a participle modifying task. That entire phrase is functioning as an indirect object. What's being given? Effort. What's receiving the effort? Preparing for a challenging task.